A couple days ago, I posted my review for 2004 Saw after watching it for the first time. Feel free to check that video out after this one, the link is in the description. But that video was in preparation for the movie I'm reviewing today, which is the latest installment in the Saw franchise.
Live or die, the choice is yours.
Now, as far as the plot for Saw X goes, I really don't want to reveal too much, but the three main aspects of the plot that I will mention here are that A, the film follows John Kramer / Jigsaw as its main character, B, the people he traps are people who have done bad things to others, and C, this film takes place in between Saw 1 and Saw 2, which is why I only checked out the first one. As far as the cast goes, gotta start with John Kramer / Jigsaw, and we have Tobin Bell returning as that character. Then we have Shawnee Smith returning as Amanda Young, who is a character that's appeared in other Saw films, but as far as my knowledge on her, I have very little. It also feels like a bit of a spoiler to mention her here, but at the same time, she was shown in the trailers. But as far as the other actors go, I feel inclined not to mention the names of their characters. So just mentioning the names of the other actors, we have Sanov Makodi Lund, Renata Vega, Octavio Hinojosa, and Paulette Hernandez. But getting into my review, I will be structuring it like normal, starting with the positives, then the negatives, then ending the review with my ranking. So without further ado, let's get into my review for 2023's Saw X. Getting into the positives, first one is going to be the story. I love that John Kramer was the main character of the film, being a protagonist but also an antagonist. At times you may find yourself agreeing with why he's doing what he's doing, but it's how he's doing what he's doing that will hopefully leave you conflicted. So on the flip side of that, you have these people that he trapped who are just completely awful. But at the same time, putting yourself in their shoes, you'll likely want to see them at least try to escape. On top of that moral dilemma, there's also an interesting story about John's illness and how it's affecting his mind and body. And overall, I'd say the stories being told here have me interested to see what stories are told in the others. Next positive on my list is going to be the performances. I think everybody does a great job in their roles. Shawnee Smith was great as Amanda. Sanov Makodi Lund was also fantastic in her role. But obviously, no one stands out in this film quite like Tobin Bell does. Tobin Bell provides a surprisingly layered performance as John Kramer and leads this film incredibly well. I suspect many Saw fans and casual viewers alike will very much enjoy this somewhat fresh take on Jigsaw. But even more than that, I think they're going to love the performance from Tobin Bell. Then there's the cinematography and editing, which feels very close to the way it did in the 2004 film. Definitely updated for the times, but still paying homage to their roots. So if you enjoyed the look of the 2004 film like I did, I think you're going to like the look of this film here. But honestly, that's all I have for my positives, so let's get into some interesting negatives. As far as the negatives go, for the film itself, it's a bit predictable. But I think the reason it's predictable is because of negative outside of the film, and that is the trailers. The trailers unfortunately give a lot away as far as the story, characters, and traps go. And I wouldn't necessarily say that ruined the movie for me, but it did make certain twists painfully obvious. I get that by showing more in the trailers, it will get more people interested, and by showing less, you'd probably make less money. But gosh darn it, I really wish they would have just shown less because there's so much in the trailers that I wish would have been a surprise in the film. So yeah, if you really want to see this movie and you really don't want it spoiled for you, be careful watching any of the trailers or really any other reviews on YouTube. Even the plot synopsis on IMDb kind of gives away a little too much in my opinion. I get that the trailers and plot synopses and all that usually are fair game, but in this case here, I wanted to give away as little as possible. But those were the positives and the negatives, so without further ado, let's get into my ranking. Since this film is currently only available in theaters, I will be ranking it under the theatrical film ranking system. So as far as my ranking of 2023 Saw X goes, I think I'm going to go ahead and give the film a standard ticket. This film has a fantastic story I feel even non-Saw fans can enjoy. I honestly think the story is better than the original even. I think many die-hard Saw fans are really going to enjoy this film here. And overall, I think Saw X stands out above the other horror films I've watched in 2023. But those are just my thoughts on Saw X, and I'd love to see yours down in the comments below. Have you seen the film? What did you think? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you in the middle? Have you not seen it? Are you planning on watching it in the theater, at home, or not at all? Really, any comments you have for me, I would love to hear from you. I respond to as much as I can. But do me a favor and leave a like on this video, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so Jigsaw will let me go.